Hey everyone, it's technology expert Burton Kelso with Integral here, sharing another tech tip that will help you get the most out of the technology in your life. Today we're talking about Microsoft and what information Microsoft may have on you. Starting with Windows 10 2 years ago, Microsoft integrated Windows 10 with the internet. That meant that your operating system of Windows 10 on your desktop and laptop computers integrated with the cloud. You had services such as OneDrive and Skype and other things that would integrate with your Windows operating system. It comes good as far as making sure that all of your computers or Microsoft devices would stay in sync, meaning that if you used OneDrive, information in OneDrive would show up on all of your devices. The downside is once you set up an online operating system, means Microsoft can keep track of the things that you do. We're going to switch screens, take a look, and see what information Microsoft may be gathering on you and what you can do to minimize that information that's being gathered. All right, wrong screen. Let's get to our desktop. There we are. One of these days I'll get that right. Okay, so if you log into your Microsoft account, Microsoft account is what you would set up when you set up Windows. So if you go to Control Panel, like I'm doing right here, we'll go to Control Panel and then User Accounts. User Accounts, as you can see, if you go to User Accounts and notice that there's an email associated with your email account, that means that your Windows computer has what's considered an online account. You can go and change your account in PC settings, and after a few minutes you can also manage your Microsoft account. So if you're looking under, and let's go back, if you're looking under make changes to my account in PC settings, if you see an email address associated with your account, that means that your Windows computer is logging on with a web-based account. Now, one of the things I always recommend doing is logging in with a local account, and that keeps more of your information on your Windows 10 computer local as opposed to sharing it on the web. And I'll go back and show this later. Now, once you've logged into your Microsoft account, and you'll know by going to, let's see here. Let's go back to Control Panel, and let's see if there's an easier way to do it. But once you go back here, and then we can go to manage my Microsoft account, it'll automatically log you into your account. And that's the easiest way to get into it. So once you've logged into your Microsoft account by clicking on the link, or going to Microsoft.com and logging into your account, you can see some of the features that you have. Now, I don't know how these devices wound up on here, but there's a laptop that I have, and then there's some more devices that we have. There's some copies of Microsoft Office 365 and some subscriptions that you might have as well. Closing out of this, we want to go to the account dashboard. So once you're logged in, you can just go to account.microsoft.com/privacy. Once you're under privacy, you can see all of the different areas that Microsoft is checking out. So there's your browsing history, especially if you're using Microsoft Edge as your main browser. There's your search. There's your search history, a location activity that Microsoft is finding, voice activity, so anything that you use with Cortana or other things, Microsoft is monitoring, your content consumption and product service activity, product service performance, and there's Cortana Notebook and health activity if you've got a Microsoft Health or Health Vault device. Now, let's scroll back up. Now that we know that everything that Microsoft is monitoring, if you log onto your account or into Windows using your Microsoft account, you can click on activity history, and then you can see under activity history, Microsoft is keeping track of everything that you do. You can click on more details and find out everything that Microsoft is monitoring. So there's Bing. If you use Bing as your search engine, your details with MicrosoftOffice.com, MS Web, Spotify, Word, OneDrive, etc., etc. And as you can see, there's even apps that Microsoft monitors on your computer, and it does it by day basis. Now, like you could with Facebook, you could opt to download your data and create an archive of your information. Um, Cortana's notebook, anything that you search with Cortana, Microsoft is keeping track of that. And then finally, under ad settings, you can Microsoft is tailoring ads for you. So you wouldn't think that an operating system would be this extensive as far as the information that it keeps track of. But in today's day and age, if it's on the cloud, then obviously they're keeping track of your data. So what can you do? Well, it's pretty simple. Number one, you probably do want to download your data so that you can find out what information Microsoft has on you. The other thing that you can do is you could go to ad settings and you can make sure that you want to turn all this information off so that they're not showing up in your internet browser. Other thing that you could do is to go back into settings. So let's go back into settings, and you could sign in with the Microsoft account instead. And just to be clear on how we get to settings, we're going to do it. So under the Cortana search, we're going to go to settings. Once we're under settings, we want to go to privacy. Under privacy, you need to go in and turn off some of the privacy settings on your account. But also, if we go back to settings and then accounts, after a few seconds, you might want to change to a local account as opposed to a Microsoft account. And what it'll ask you to do is put in your password, and then essentially if you sign on with the local account, it basically means that a lot of your information is going to stay on your computer, and Microsoft is not going to be monitoring so much of what you're doing. So when you set up a new Windows 10 computer, I will always ask you to sign on with a Microsoft account, but you don't have to. You could tell it that you don't want to and sign on with a local account, and it'll keep a lot of your Windows 10 activity more localized as opposed to sharing it on the web. There's nothing wrong with having a Microsoft account on your Windows 10 computer, but you just need to be aware of some of the stuff that Microsoft is looking at when you integrate your operating system with your computer. And then just to verify under privacy settings, so let's go back to control panel. Actually, we don't. We want to just go to settings. So if we go back to settings, and then once we're under settings and go into privacy, make sure that you turn all of these features off. So that way Microsoft is not checking your information. You could also read their privacy statement, but like most internet privacy statements, it's just stating that they are collecting your data. Supposedly it's for your good, but you never know. So better to be safe than sorry. Create a local account, get those Microsoft accounts off the web, unless you absolutely have to share information back and forth. And if so, change your privacy settings. So always, if you've got comments and questions, leave them in the comment section below. Would love to hear from you to find out what tech tips you would like for me to cover in future videos, or if you have questions about this tip that I shared about your Windows 10 Microsoft security and privacy. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and us on social media. We're always sharing the latest tips, tricks, and cybersecurity alerts to keep you well informed and make you enjoy your digital life. You can follow us at Integral or myself, the Burton Kelso, the technology expert, on all the social media platforms out there. So take care of yourself and do many things to make you smile. And thanks for watching.